thought I was over there. What happened? And they swapped it. That's good for my whole. It's good for me being here because
We're in narrow. Amanda must
yeah.
Good evening,
We're in narrow warrant here. You're in
councillors, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the most historic inaugural meeting of the Council of the City of Casey at Bunbury. I'd like to welcome the gallery and the public gallery to our first meeting and remind everyone that this is being recorded. This evening will also be live streamed on the City of KC Facebook page and also on YouTube. I would like now to please all mobile phones, at least a silent mode. Please be aware that a hearing loop is available in the council chamber. Staff members are assist you with this at any time in the meeting. I now ask you to stand as I call upon the Reverend Benjamin Sunderland of the Berwick Anglican Church to pray.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Most gracious God, ruler of the nations, we pray for the City of Casey and its mayor and councillors and its officials. Please direct their work and their decisions tonight to the advancement of your glory, safety and well-being of our community, so that peace and truth and justice may be established among us. And Lord, we thank you for this wonderful new facility, place, your blessing upon it and all that will happen. We ask this through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Reverend Sunderland. Can I now ask standing as I call Mrs. Lawrence from the Faith Network to read the faith statement.
Hello everybody. We bring greetings Casey Multi-Faith Network to the scholars and people of the City of Casey. The Casey Multi-Faith Network are a collaborative representation of religions and committed working together towards the promotion of peace, harmony and understanding of unity. We believe in the dignity of all humanity. Therefore we defend the rights of all members and religions and faiths to practice and celebrate their own religion and promote faith. Respect and honor the rights of others to hold their chosen beliefs. we will model citizen respect, cooperative action, and education and promotion, understanding and trust within the community. Board counts strengthening these communities and in promoting and respecting diversity. Thank you
very much, Mrs. Lodge. Gentlemen, please be. The City of Casey acknowledges that we're on the traditional land of the Bunurong and Wurrung people. Its respect for all elders, past and present. Are there any apologies tonight?
Just to let you know, Councillor Ablett is running away. He'll be here as quick.
Thank you, Councillor Sarai.
Gary Rowe.
Thank you, Councillor Cristani.
Mr Mayor, Councillor Gillich is an apology. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have a apology from Councillor Gillich. Is there a councillor prepared to move? Apologies be accepted. Moved by Councillor Sarai and seconded by Jackson. If there is no, is there a mover that is prepared to move for the suspension of the local law until I determine to reapply it? Moved by Canary, seconded by Councillor. If there is no dissent, that is carried. Councillor Smith.
Mr Mayor, just to my feet, tonight is your last meeting as the Mayor of the City of Casey. And I'd like to say something nice. Thank you. Oh, sorry, couldn't help. Mr Mayor, before I have the other in talking about your year, but probably more importantly the last 12 months, it is my pleasure tonight to make a presentation. I'll just talk about that at the end. So, Mr Mayor, it's appropriate for me to just be very brief to people to talk to you on the last and the last 24 months in the role of Mayor. It's not the easiest job, and it hasn't always been. You've done flair and finesse, and I think we all of us around this room know that we're in a better place. You know, with Bunjil, I hope it's taken place, and I want to thank you personally for allowing me to have the roles that I did have in the process. That was very pleased. Congratulations for the last 12 months and 2 years, and we look forward to having you join the Human for another 3 years.
Thank you. I too would like to congratulate you on a fantastic year. Able to congratulate you last year for a fantastic year as well. So that's 2 years in a running and 3 years as Mayor. During that time, Mr. Mayor, if you wouldn't mind me saying, I've seen you as a visionary. You're so innovative, aspirational, collaborative and inclusive. One of the strengths of you is you actually appear to be able to use both sides of your brain. You've got a very emotional, caring side. You've also got a very strategic and very focusing side. One embrace here in the city of Casey, and I think Bunjil Place is just one example of the many wonderful things that you have done. And I could list many of them that I think epitomise your abilities and that's first and foremost ability to think on your feet, your ability to articulate and prosecute. No one can beat you on that one. Just absolutely fantastic. Ability to take people along with you, giving them development opportunities, giving them empowering leaders. I think is a true example of a great leader. And in finishing, a true display of leadership, compassion, direction, something that people do listen. Now, your mum's here in the gallery. I saw her come in just before, and I can only imagine that Mrs. is proud of her son. Proud of you too, Mr. Mayor, and I'm who have stood beside you, worked with you, and that's been 9 years now, and what a ride, fantastic, and it's all the benefit of our community. So I'd like to say thank you, God bless, and thank you for a wonderful, wonderful year as Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, to also congratulate you, saying Mr. Mayor, that's for sure. But thank you for the opportunities you grant us on occasions in various levels. So thank you for that. And it's been quite a feat undertaking 2 mayoral terms, and we've all seen how you have been, taken it with every stride. You're quite skilled at so many things, and you're quite a people. You did keeping the team together and seeing us be cohesive. So thank you for that. Seeing Bunjil come to its fruition, probably one of your jewels in the crown. So congratulations on that as well. That's just a number of things that I'd like to say, but there's so many more that we could say. And thank you.
Thanks very much for starting.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to say congratulations on your 12-month tenure, Mayor, since I council. We've had our differences prior to me getting into council. As I said, I didn't know. I've been told by residents, people who had stones to throw. But in this 12, we to become a better council. We've worked well together as ward partners. We haven't in our ward had decisions that we've made done it basically purely on costs and saving the ratepayers money. I does not bother me. People think that should be kicked out in these decisions, but that'll be up to them in 4 years' time or 3 years' time. But in the last 12 months, we've created a friendship, a work relationship, and I would say thank you and congratulations.
Thanks very much, Councillor Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I rise to take you on a wonderful 12. Mr. Mayor, it's fair to say that you and I started on a rocky beginnings, but I'm proud to stand in this chamber to be my friend. I'm proud of what we've done together 12 months. Whilst you'll no longer be mayor over the next year or couple of years after that, I'll work with you over those. Thank you much for your guidance, and you'll continue to push issues despite their political clash for the better community, and that's something that I admire in you. So very much, Mr. Mayor.
Very much, Councillor Jackson. Councillor Saray.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I say thank you, as everybody else, for a productive year. A year that, you know, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be in that role, which is an eye-opener for me, but a great opportunity as well. I think that as the mayor, and particularly been a lot of the different opportunities, and that has obviously been shown by the portfolios and how successful they've been amongst the councillors. I'd like to thank you for that, for giving us a and a new leg in the council amongst the councillors, as well as the legacy of Bunjil Place. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Rosario.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm the last one, but I would like to just say, Sam, well done. You have had an amazing and leadership that you see very rarely in people in the local government, and I think you've just stood out above and beyond. And our trip, looking for jobs, looking for opportunities for the city of Casey, and your trip was very successful. You and what you did up there, hard at those meetings, discussions, solve the benefits of the city of Casey. Not a lot of people can go up there and really sell that. And you, because Amanda said, very intelligent, you're emotional, you can think like that too, but you can also think very strategically, and you bring the two together in a unique way. Very impressed with, and also glad to call my friend, my brother, my family as well. And Bunjil Place, that is a crowning achievement. The work that itself as 2 years as the councillors here together as a united team. And you said this earlier, Mr. Mayor, we are united. We are united council Victoria. I'm happy with that because I know. And it's because of people like you that brought us together to be who we are today. And as your deputy, I thank you for giving me and to be able to have the leadership influence to the city of Casey and to represent an official capacity when you can't everywhere at once, as people think that you should be, but you're only human, and you share it, which is fantastic. So, be very proud of what and for everything that you've achieved. And even though you won't be mayor, and who knows who the next mayor will be coming up next, you have influenced your man, and you continue to help influence and guide this council for years to come. Well done.
Thanks very much, Councillor.
Nice.
Thanks very much. And on behalf of the staff of the City of Casey, Mr Mayor, I'd like to congratulate you for the year the council a fantastic year for all sorts of reasons. But I think what the staff appreciate is a councillor who can lead the council, who and commitment and drive, is prepared to back ideas and also importantly to back the ideas of the staff. And I think, Mr Mayor, you've demonstrated that in spades. I think that the most significant is that this is the road, and you started things in your first year and finished them in your second year, and I think that's really, in your first year contract construction of this facility, and in your second year you witnessed it being completed, and that's a tremendous achievement. A facility like this being built into it, it just very nicely bookended by your probably first meeting as the last time you were the mayor and your last meeting this time. Mr Mayor, I think that is an illustration of the benefits of mayors for 2 years. The Local Government Act does allow it, and it's something that I think all councils and in the future should look at, because of being years in a row, I think are pretty obvious. Thanks, Mr Mayor.
Thanks very much, Mr Tyler. Well, Mr Tyler, really am overwhelmed and really awed by everything that you've said about me today. I've never been once in the chain. I hope that I don't when we're actually live the first time, because it's a very, very profound moment for me. I've said this before, I'll repeat that again. I started active in my local community from the age of 16 with the one of the predecessor councils to the City of Casey, which is really built a very strong desire to serve this community. I then went away and did some other work for the federal government and came back in 2000 with a renewed desire to serve the city and build a great future for all our residents and future generations. Some of them may not know this, but in 2013, after my first mayoral term, we were making all sorts of headlines of Casey. I was given an ultimatum by my then employer, which was Customs and Border Protection, where I was director for business. I was on a considerable salary. I'm happy to declare that my salary was close to $200,000 a year, and I was told you have a choice either chooses border protection of Casey. So, because of the love and passion I had for the community, I actually chose the city of Casey as that position, and to my councillor role, which, as we know, pays around $30,000 a year. But the money was never important. The desire we all have within us and the passion that we have within us to actually build a great city for the future and deliver the very that the FKC has been successful. I'm really proud of the fact that we're making headlines in the community for different reasons. The case when I was elected in 2008. Back then we were headlines because the council was seen as dysfunctional, because there was limited vision displayed to the community, because we were hitting rate increases of 7, 8, 9% every year. Today we're making it because we've just Angel Place. We're making headlines because we've just started building digital KC. We're making headlines because we have utilized the one vision for us of the future. We're making it because we're creating jobs to cope with the growth and giving our residents of opportunities. We're headlines because we're a cohesive council. There isn't a single person on this council that is out to cause difficulty, or we're all focused on vision, delivering the most amazing city for the future. And this is probably, in my eyes, the most cohesive we've ever had, but also the most council in my view in the whole state of Victoria and possibly the nation. So, great place to be in, and it's a credit to every one of you. Maybe the captain at a time, but if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for you delivering for your residents on a daily basis and working hard, if it wasn't for our amazing and our great office, getting our vision and getting some incredible reforms into the organisation, wouldn't be where we're. As usual, you've all work, and here am I at the front taking the credit. And I really admire each of you for that, and I declare each and every one as very friends. I'd love to go around the table and just mention something special about each of you, because you are very special to me, but I'm just conscious that we will share after the count. I just want to say thank you so much for this enormous privilege, which I don't deserve, and I think that remarkable opportunity now to really look forward to the future. I've said it in the media and I repeat it again tonight. Bunjil Place is 10%, but greatness is the residents of KC in the next 2 decades to come, and it's all because of you. So thank you so much. Thank you to all our managers and all our the most formidable professionals that I've ever worked with in my entire career. And again, I say thank you.
Okay, Mr Mayor, just to rise to presentation, and this is a award. It's awarded by the Municipal Association of Victoria, and I'll certainly never get it. No one else will never get it. It's the title. It's in recognition of your outstanding service, and it grants you the title of Mayor. And I looked up, knew what emeritus is, to get the technical wording for it. It's for former holders of an office having retired, allowed to retain their title as an honour, and it is now bestowed on you, Mr Mayor, the title of Mayor Emeritus. So congratulations, and for the Mayor to maybe might be the only one.
Councillor Saray.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I rise to also present you with a gift from the council with of some special moments last 2 years of your mayoral term.
Councillor Rosario.
Yes, so would like to give something special, and here it comes now. It's your portrait, Mr. Mayor. It's a very handsome portrait too, but we belongs to you. Can that, but it's from us to you. Well done, Mr.
very much, Councillor Azari. I was just wondering why it was so heavy when I lost so much weight. So. All right. Thank you very much once again, one and all, and thank you to all our officers and to members of the gallery. Determined to buy the local and move on to information of minutes. And I ask if there is a mover and second to confirm the minutes of the council meeting held on Tuesday, the 10th of October. That's moved by Jackson, seconded by Flannery. If there is no dissent, that is carried. We'll now move on to declarations of conflicts of interest into sections and the Local Government Act. Does any councillor tonight have such a declaration to make? Right?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a conflict on 6.12.
Thank you. That's duly. I'll ask you to read just before on the slides. We'll now move on to officers' reports for initial consideration. I ask if there are any councillors wishing to withdraw on the agenda, beginning with 6. The Casey China engagement strategy.
Myself, Mr. Mayor.
And also point 13 Hall.
Thank you.
6.7, the quarterly reports are on investment within our region. I'll draw that one. 6. Local traffic management scheme for Melville Park Drive. Councillor Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
6. Traffic management for Joseph Banks Crescent in Endeavour Hills. Councillor Cristoni.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
6.11 road trucks in Councillor Stapleton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And also 12 on transport advocacy, Councillor Stapleton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
6.4 on the Hilda Road report. I will withdraw that one. And then 6.20 opening festival place. Councillor.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. And I note, as I do at every meeting, and it's late to begin,
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, no problems. My Flannery. Note, as in the previous chamber, and it's a great beginning for our era here at Bunjil Place, that we have plenty of items no in close council, so that's 100% transparency rate. Councillors, given what you have identified debate, I wonder if there is willing to move that the recommendations in the following items be adopted. 6.1.4, 6.15 to 6.19. By Councillor, seconded by Stapleton. If the resent, that is carried. carried. I'll now move on to public question time and defer to our Strategic Director of Corporate Business.
Mr Mayor, no questions have been received.
Excellent. We'll then move on to officers' reports withdrawn, and we begin with 5, the case engagements. Councillor Smith.
Mr. Move the recommendation on page 26.
Moved by yourself and seconded by me.
Our management strategy is full implementation. The recruitment of Ms. Kelly Shee as our new coordinator of international engagement. Kelly's in the room over there hiding. I'm also announced that the Young has signed a copy of the letter of engagement for us to continue the development of our cooperation. I'm going to ask Mr. Wilkinson to do a short presentation based on the report to Council. Mr. Eyre, you will have the honour shortly of officially our copy of the letter. So congratulations.
Thank you, Smith, and thank you, Mayor. If we can presentation, that would be excellent. Thank you. So, yes, it's months now since China engagement strategy, and I think as Councillor to in his introduction there, been going fairly quick in terms of what we've been doing, and obviously having Kelly Shee now as part of our team as significantly in terms of that. Go on the next slide, please. So, just to remind you about the actual strategy and what it do, so it's to economic cooperation, promote trade and deliver inward investment, facilitate potential investment opportunities in China for businesses. Some of the things that are contained on that chart in front of you now. So one of the big things, and it's actually quite a small thing in a way, but it's very important, is with regard to setting up of a week. And Kelly's been working tirelessly in organising that. There's been some delays because the National Congress place, which Kelly informed me put a halt to all new WeChat accounts across the whole. So that's been a bit of, but we're then ready to go live with the WeChat account. Clearly, the other areas where of importance in terms of business support, delegate aid, those just a little bit on in the presentation, and then we've got the China desk, which is effectively Kelly, and the Lantern Festival, so the Socrates program, and engagement with Sichuan Airlines as well. Not forgetting the Australian milk bar. So, as I mentioned, Kelly has invaluable pursuing our China desk in terms of our engagement, and is providing marketing and language and advice, which is really important, that we've in the past relied purely on through a consultancy. So already making quite significant steps in that direction. If you can just on the next page, please. So if some of the work has been done, just to give you a flavour of the kind of engagement. So he's been able to help out engagement through college, one of our local also accounting firm, connecting Melbourne training with Chisholm Institute as well, and also translated for our KC website as well as the Case Cardinia region website. Lance Infection, if you recall, has been presented when we were out there. Councillor Smith and the Mayor met with the John, who were very interested in looking at partnering with the council to provide an opportunity for a lantern festival. A lantern festival probably doesn't really what this really is. They're huge lantern sculptures, effectively. And this company showed us some amazing photograph video presentation of a similar event that is happens on an annual basis in Phoenix, Arizona, and I think we were really interested to see if we could this company. As a result of that, we've been able to have a couple of tours, one by a company and one by a company, with regard to work with the Sichuan company in terms of delivering and festivals next year or early 2019. The preferred site for that to take place would be within this so part of the we have in terms of place, the Westfield Shopping Centre, and we were looking at the site that will be the demolished buildings civic centre for that lantern to take place. So really exciting. We were a bit blown away when we visited Chengdu about it, and we weren't sure that was going to be an opportunity, but proven to be the case, realistic opportunity, and we are pursuing it as I mentioned. We also had recently with Line, and as you are aware, part of the remit of the City Economy Department now is to look at not just events but tourism and attracting visitors to the Cardinia, to the city of Casey. And as a result of that, we met with Sichuan Airlines. We can work with regard to partnering with them long term, look at marketing and promoting this region as a place for Chinese visitors from the Sichuan visit. There's many what we call sort of icons across the region. This place that we're in tonight, obviously, is a big, going to be a big pull. To that, things like Botanic Garden in Cranbourne and the Wilson's Botanic Gardens, the shopping centres. They feel that there is an opportunity to promote this to a Chinese audience. So we are following up with our initial discussions with them. We hope to enter a partnership agreement early in the new year. Another exciting, almost like an aside that's happened as a result of our engagement, particularly with Shanghai area and Sichuan as a province, is that we've been having discussions with a representative of the Sichuan Chamber of Commerce, and obviously very keen to businesses in Casey to businesses back in Sichuan province, but he's also interested in cultural and sporting as well. Had a number of meetings now with him in regard to the potential to take to China in Asia, a local teams, a girls 16s team and a boys 16s team, to Shanghai for a soccer tournament with approximately 6. And that's going to be a great opportunity also for some of our local businesses in that field and education providers to join us on that in April. So we are going through the process at the moment. We briefed the Casey Association Football Advisory Committee. They were really keen on the idea. We'll be working with a committee made up of that advisory committee to obviously the itinerary. The WeChat official account, I won't talk too much about this. I mentioned this in my introduction, and it's a really step from Casey's point. We're only aware of one other council in Victoria, and that's the City of Melbourne, who actually has an official WeChat. Kelly's been using a private account for a lot of interaction, which is great that she can do that. But obviously, we want the City of Casey one, and just wait approval from now for this. But it's all set up. Kelly's done a lot of work in developing this. Obviously, most of it is written, so you won't be able to find a lot of it unless you're a Mandarin. You can read Mandarin, but it's clearly promoting the region from a whole range of levels. So it's talking about places to come here and eat, for example. It's talking about the businesses, about the employment opportunities, about the investments. It's a really great tool to go to China with. And the benefit of this is that, okay, yes, we're targeting the Sichuan region and Chongqing, but access from people in the whole of China. A really great initiative. Dujanyen, which is our municipality in Chongqing. We were hoping, we were really hoping that they were going to come along for the opening of Bunjil Place. Fortunately, as I mentioned, with China has gone through the National Congress, which is a really sort of big event in China, and that stopped everything actually doing what Congress was on. And as a result of that, they've not been able to secure the formal agreement for them to visit with us, but we're assured agreement will be pursued, and we look forward to hopefully receiving a visit from Dujanyen sometime early next year. And I suppose to celebrate that news, the Dujanyen quite a proposal behind us. So I would invite the Mayor, I think the Mayor's got a copy of the letter, to sign that letter to agree to working on the memorandum of understanding with Dujanyen.
Much, Mr. I have before me a letter for my signature addressed to Mr. He Wilk, who's the Dujanyen Municipal Government, and it is my great pleasure to now sign this letter on behalf of the 300,000 residents of the city to this very exciting relationship. Signed. So, as I'll ask you to, Mr. Smith, but I'll add a couple of things as well. Go ahead first.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to add thanks to Mr. Williamson for that great report. I was very honoured to be part of the delegation as that you led China, and I just wanted to add that the Lantern Festival is something that I've taken a particular interest in. I led the at that, and it was interesting. As Mr. Wilson said, we weren't quite sure what we were walking into and what we were going to receive, but every one of us in that room that excited about it. And I've already had Councillor Flannery ask me, is it like the Lantern Festival in Dandenong? It's nothing like the Lantern Festival. It's nothing like the festival in York, and all the festivals have prospered for a long time and will continue to do so because we're not trying to compete against them. Very, very proposal. Yes, if they want to find out a bit more about it, they could go on to the Lantern Festival in Phoenix, because the company we're talking to also runs that festival in Phoenix in the United States, and it's open in fact about a week, and it runs until January. So it's a pretty Long event. It's a huge event. It's worth millions of dollars for the Phoenix. We may not start off at that level. That's something we could certainly aspire to, because this is the festival that will attract people from Casey, but from Melbourne, Victoria. It's very popular with people with Chinese and Asian background, but it's also very popular for anyone else. It's not limited to that, but it's a big part of it. So I'm really looking forward to continuing my association with that part of our relationship, but it's very exciting. Something that Mr. will talk about that I'm up is the offer for us to send some young people over for their Youth Arts Festival. We weren't able this year. Hopefully we might be able to arrange and pull that one off. So congratulations, Mr. Mayor. This is a great achievement.
Thanks very much, Councillor. Councillors, I just reflect on what to us when we were in China by the heads of the chambers of commerce in both Sichuan province, but in other places, and that is that beyond the mining boom, China really does hold to Australia's 100 years, and it's now based on services and based on technology and based on cultural exchange. It's very exciting to have secured the prospect of understanding from our very first visit to China to that particular province. Our president was telling us it would take 3 or 4 before we were able to enlist the trust of our Chinese friends to reach this point. That we have been able to do this from the first, I present enormous great value to the city of Casey, and will open the opportunity and the floodgate, some fantastic investment that will materialise in the next few years. So this is really exciting. It's opening up Casey to be truly an international city. It's the first international relationship. Can I also say that it was very exciting that we, as we moved towards the opening of Bunjil Place, that representation from governments through the ambassador, the Swiss ambassador here in Australia, and I was amazed to discover that local Swiss actually contributed building to Bunjil Place, and the Swiss ambassador met with me and said that we are very interested in pursuing further dialogue, how promote investment and attraction between Switzerland and the city of Casey. So this is again an opportunity with Councillor his recent visit and the letter of introduction that I provided you for one of my mayoral counterparts over there, and the technology in that country, in the area of defence, and how we want to develop that sector here in the city of Casey is really exciting as well. People will not it. I promote it as an opportunity that will deliver spades for the residents of the city of Casey, where the expenditure and facilitates an exchange pales into insignificance compared to the millions of dollars in investment we get back in our city, which creates jobs. But thank you, Councillor. Thank you, Mr. Wilcox. I now give a motion to the chamber. Is there any dissent? In that case, and I'll move to the next item, which is also highlighted, and that's 6. Quarterly investment reports in the Casey Cardinia region. I'm delighted to present tonight. Council endorsed its first smart city strategy at its meeting on the 9th of August, and that contains a number of initiatives and targets identified to support economic activity in our region. Farm project example, with council closely with Stockland, the developer, to use this estate as a smart city prototype or demonstration project, meant to farm potential to deliver a fully technology-enabled employment precinct by NBN. Not only provides an incentive for high-tech businesses to locate there, but also provides support based business looking to grow. Minter Farm is expected to generate 10,000 new jobs for our residents. So we'll continue closely with the and other partners on this. Council also took its first steps in establishing the Cardinia Economic Advisory. This is an initiative that is identified in the current Casey Cardinia Economic Development Strategy. It is made up of businesses, education providers, and industry representatives who will provide advice and guidance to Casey and councils on strategic that it takes regards to economic development. A workshop bringing together 20 key leaders was held to establish the new committee, and attend enthusiastic and supportive of council's direction. 12 of those attendees expressed interest on the committee, with the first form of the committee to be held in the next couple of weeks. In the last quarter, this month's council issued 112 plans for the use, development and subdivision of land, allowing for approximately 100 million, 108 million worth of investment into the city. The facilitated development program has also gone from strength to strength 12 months. So much employed a second to administer the role, having 2 planners dedicated to farming and facilitating commercial actions. Confidence to the development industry and reinforces Council's commitment and proactive approach to support the of jobs. This is the creation of local jobs that has been the focus of this Council. As we impressively grow residentially, we will also grow east and strongly in employment and local jobs for our residents. Councillors, I commend the motion. Councillor Stakins and I commend the motion. Chamber, is there any dissent or questions? In that case, I declare that carried and move on to 6 local traffic Melville Drive. Councillor Jackson.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I move that in my name.
By yourself, seconded by Councillor Sarai.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I'll be brief on this one. I'll pull this one out. Just to thank the President to highlight the concern was raised to Council a little while ago about the speeding along the outside green retirement. It's once again where the Council's taken the steps. We've investigated, we've consulted, and now we've delivered. And to the residents, we acted. I know this project will take a little bit of time to get there, but I'm hoping that we can do this project as quickly as I trust the team. Doing it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Jackson, are there any questions or dissent? In that case, I declare that carried. Move on to 6, another management. This Banks Crescent in Devon Hills. Councillor Tony.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I rise to bring this to the Council tonight, and showing that we respect the community's concern, who driving that occurs on roads, and also how easy it is for up speed on as this in Joseph Banks the Hills. So this segment of road is almost a kilometre long in length, and it's easy to pick up speed because hill incline, whichever way. Residents have complained about fear that their houses are going to be driven into and such. It's quite feedback respect from residents and consultation. 7 out of 9 responses received wholeheartedly agree with implementing traffic calming devices. 2 of them that were felt that it was of attention. So it just goes to show that there is quite a big response there. So I just submit that to, and thank you for this, Mr. Hamilton, for putting. Sorry, I'm getting used to which officers are dealing with which. So thank you, Mr. Griffith. I'm going to give you credit one day, right? Not just. Thank you, and I appreciate and I my fellow colleagues to support if you can. Thanks.
Councillor Cristani, Councillor Rosario, is there any case that is carried? Point 10, the 2017-18 event sponsorship for the Mayoral Shield Golf. Councillor Flanagan.
Thank you. Everybody knows that the for 21 years.
Just give me a second to declare that I'm second.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Everybody knows that Narre Warren Rotary for 21 years has supported the Golf Day. Narre Warren Rotary Club does a fantastic job. The Rotary Club of Narre Warren is holding Mayor on 17th of November at Montuna Golf Club. For several years, Council has been a sponsor of this event. Through this, Council receives rights and benefits, which includes acknowledgements on promotional material, event signage and opportunities to participate in proceedings. The Club of Narre hosted Charity Golf Day for the last 21 years, and over those years it has been a very successful fundraising event. Raised event a number of local organisations in Casey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Flannery. Any questions or just next carried? Now move on. 6.11 road safety trucks in Cranbourne. Councillor Stapleton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To move that recommended name, please.
Councillor Ablett.
Thank you, Councillor Ablett. And Mr. Mayor, Councillor Ablett, his ward bouldering up to knows all too well what's going on in our and the need to have our wonderful trucks transporting things in and out of those areas in order to have action. But one of the we're having is there's rogue truck drivers, and unfortunately I've seen one too many. I've seen them do the most outrageous things, and if they were cheating incorrectly, they result catastrophic, and it certainly would take the lives of others of that, I'm sure. So what I'm really thrilled about is that this highlighted that the forthcoming Austrans that 1 week after I raised this item of urgent business, I was travelling down to Turin, and there I saw on the road was a group of following up, and they were actually going to check over the trucks, make sure they're doing the right speed limit. I actually to thanks and just to make sure that that's what I did. And with that, a truck, a B double went flying past, and he was doing way over the speed limit. So what a sense of real things are. I've seen a number of really scary incidences since. And one I could highlight on Thompson Road over the Narre Warren Road heading out Clyde. The truck just did not stop. It kept going through the roundabout, and there was traffic coming from the right, and it was to stop. And that's the things that I have. The officers, and I'd also like to thank our wonderful police and authorities for looking into this, and I'm hoping we can send a very clear to the say are welcome here, appreciate the work that they do, but we ask them to obey our road laws and keep our community and drivers safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or dissent that carried, and move on to the next item, which is 6.12 Transport Advocacy 1718. Very
much, Mr. Mayor. really
Mr.
excited.
Mayor. Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, you have.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I need to declare a direct interest. I've informed what it's about.
Thank you, Councillor. If you could remove yourself from the chamber until I recall you. Stabled, then I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I really appreciate you allowing me to this, because this is exciting aspect of my opinion of council. When I first joined council, I realised that we already had a very strong advocacy strategy, and keeps getting year is no exception. Leading up to a state election, we really need to let our politicians know what's needed in the area, and what it is first on our residents are sick to death of being stuck in traffic. And I'll just read through some really important information here, and just being stuck in traffic at the end of that. Mr. Mayor, the City of Casey has a strong commitment to undertake advocacy for improved transport services, the infrastructure, growing community. Council has taken extensive community engagement over many years, and in particular over the past 12 months, community has consistently identified access to local jobs and the need for ongoing improvements to transport system servicing Casey as key impacting on the life. And I'm talking today, Mr. Mayor, I both know that, all the councillors around the table, the officers, every day this impacts on them. Council is undertaking a targeted and advocacy campaign running up to the 2018 state election, and I'm really excited about this. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity for us really front and centre in need for the city of Casey. The transport advocacy priorities outlined in this report will form the part of the Keys Council's advocacy campaign, and I the report, didn't I? I did. You seconded it?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. The transport advocacy priorities outlined in this report, the part of owns to council campaign, and will build on the community's vision for a connected city. The key themes for transport service improvement up to the 2018 election are in three parts: Cranbourne rail capacity upgrade and rail extension. It's a $1 billion to $3 billion duplication of and railway extension. And the second part of that is a commitment in the next 5 years. The item is Outer Suburban Arterial Roads package, a $1.6 billion to $2 billion arterial road upgrade works next 4 years, and better service and network improvements. A program of regular and uplift in bus services and across the city, network of direct and reliable services. And if I could just add to the end of that, given the problems and the absence of consultation we have experience with implementation services time. I would really hope that better consultation is implemented in the future of any change work, and certainly finding out what the needs. Mr Mayor, Council will be seeking commitments on these fundamental transport network improvements from each of the political parties in the lead up to the election, and I think it's not a prouder moment than when we have discussed our upcoming advocacy campaign. I think the one thing we are true to standing up for our residents is proof positive. By golly, I know that we will actually defend this with all our might, and we'll make sure that we get the best outcomes for our residents. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you very much, Councillor. If there is no, I declare that and ask that Councillor Saray be recalled, please. Now move on to 6.13, Bren Hall. Councillor Smith.
Mr Mayor, I've just got the recommendation with one added dot point, and that is the event, the Hampton Park Progress Association's application through the Minor Capital Program. Remember what I just.
So that in the event.
That in the event that application through the Council's Minor Capital Works Program is unsuccessful, the amount of $25,000 be referred to Council's budget review process. Maybe add 25,000 for. And I think that's self-explanatory.
You're reluctantly referred.
No.
Okay.
And the second.
So the second by Councillor Rosario.
I'll be very brief. I'll accept now that the program go through their application through the Minor Capital Works. In the event that that's not successful, it's been applied for and not the Arthur N. The Hampton Park Progress and Councillor Rosario and I still and budget review my opportunity.
Thank you. If there is no question, Councillor Ray.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Wondering to the councillors, the committee of management, are they happy with the report and actually for what they're actually given by if that goes through the capital works?
It would be fair to say the association is not happy with the report. They things they use the amount. They've presented council officers with a quote for what they say is a similar system, but I think being questioned research at the moment, but they say that even if it's not what, if it's not like for like, it's pretty close, and that they thought 1,000 was a stretch. I think the office, and Mr. Richardson might be able to back me up on this, I think the officers have committed to look at that quote that was presented, come back on that one. I should come back as a report.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, there are two things we're going to look at that quote, but also look at the refurbishment of this, so it conflicts to minor grants to apply for. But either way, the prices are 15,000, 5,000 in this works items and maintenance items. So we're talking a difference of opinion of cost, not of the system we're looking at.
Yeah, sure. Look, I think it is fair. I'll say it on behalf of Councillor Azari. I think he's with me on this one. Is that we do agree that we do agree with their proposal that the hall is a unique situation, size and the amount of hirings it gets, that it is in need of the best keyless system that because it's a huge issue, and you know, other councillors probably might need to go down and talk to these people to be convinced, but they do believe that they'll be considered.
Thank you, Councillor Smith.
And the hall is the largest hall the City of Casey has, and that's really important to know. It gets some of the biggest events only Casey run outside of Casey.
Thank you. Are there any questions or dissent? In that case, I'll declare that carried. Move on to 6.10, which is the Builder Road report. I'm moving the recommendation in my name as it stands, but noting that the attachment part of the and the correct attachment has since been electronically transmitted to all councillors. So I'm noting that. I noted as part of the resolution. So noting that the correct attachment electronically to all councillors to the commencement of this council meeting. And so let's move by myself and seconded by Flannery. A dissent that is moving on to 6.20, the opening festival for Bunjil Place. Councillor Rosario.
Thank you. I'd like to move that in my...
And I'll second that.
Thank you. Bunjil Place brings together an unprecedented mix of arts and cultural facilities, including an theatre, regional gallery, outdoor community, innovative 3-story library, multi-purpose studio, function centre, and City of Casey Service Centre. After delivering the of the project on time, Council unveiled Bunjil Place to the community when it was officially opened on Saturday, 20 October. Most buildings would take 2 to 3 months to be operationally ready after practical completion, Mr. Mayor. The KC did this in 2 weeks. This is a testament to their professionalism, efficiency, and effectiveness in what they do. Congratulate the office. The festival weekend, how this precinct has already captured the imagination of the community with a carnival-like atmosphere. Some of the key things from the weekend include an estimated 35,000 to 40,000 visitors, 7,000 free given away to shows and performances in the theatre studio. And my family was amongst those people who attended the shows, the kids shows. We had a great, it was over 15 visitors to the Bunjil Place Library with 300 new members and 5,000 items. 9,000 visitors to Bunjil Place. More than 80,000 people visited Council's Facebook page. Engagement almost doubled. With a tour of the proving the most popular post by more than 17,000 people. The opening celebrations, success, and Casey proud forward to cementing Bunjil Place as the destination of choice for arts, culture, and entertainment in the Southeast. And Mr. Mayor, very proud of this project. We should all be, and the community turned out, and it was joy. So much joy around us. There was no incident at the open. The police, everyone was well behaved, and it was a great time. And I will end with this, that this is the house, Mr. Mayor, of the Bunjil Place out of the Southeast. And with that, we have a video, Mr. Mayor, that we'd like to show. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillors.
Welcome to the land of the Wurundjeri people. Can I get you to say, walk out?
It is a pleasure to Bunjil Place. Officially
say what we're all thinking. Amazing. That was simply amazing. Well done.
Indeed. And congratulations to the undersized of that process, our community team, who are just incredible, freakish in their ability, and really to as possible, but freakish in their ability to produce a product like this and communicate with the media and for the opening that they have. So, and also we've already related to the comms team that have also produced this video. You guys are amazing. So thank you very much. Councillors, I now commend the motion to the chair. Any dissent? In that case, I declare it carried. We'll now move to consideration of committees. There is a mover and seconder to receive and note the record of the Assembly of Councillors as listed. Moved by Flannery and seconded by Councillor Saray. If there is no dissent, that is carried. Is there a mover and seconder to confirm the minutes of the Audit and Ethics Committee meeting held on Tuesday, August 2018? Again by Councillor Flannery, seconded by Councillor Stapleton. If there is no dissent, carried. To petitions. Stani.
Mr. Mayor, I've sent some wording previously, so I will. Yeah, this is actually 75 signatures electronically submitted, which I've previously.
Councillor Rosario will be behind your petition.
Councillor Rosario, I rise to present this petition. My colleague, half of the resident, with the Habitat Michael Pratt, and at least 75 residents who have signed the petition. Many more did by this line. Committee coverage. I'm quite familiar with this location. I used to live near there, so I wholeheartedly understand the concerns, share hooning that occurs, and savoury behaviour that occurs after hours. This is not isolated. This location, Casey, had heightened concern as of late, so much so that the local part of me, the plan out there as Vic Roads to look at the site and to assess it. Council officers have already quite pro area and fully on it, but I want to see if there's more we can do, because they're not fully satisfied yet. As I said to the party, nice if they did the right thing. Hoons would just pull their heads in and leave these good people in peace. We can everyone up the head. We have in some measures in order to ensure that we can do what we can as a council. So, but yes, this for instance, I sent the link to us, so I submit this to my fellow councillors.
Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you.
Councillor Ablett.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just on the elections, I'm not quite sure what it's all about.
Okay.
If we could have some
Sure.
wording in regard to what I spoke about.
Sure.
Okay, Councillor Chris, you wish to respond?
Yeah, sure. So I suppose I've only requested what I'd like to see the outcome of. That makes a. She sent the link. I perhaps read the wording of the link. I'll see if I can find it quickly.
Okay. Can I just try an application?
Yeah, please.
I think the intention, Councillor Ablett, Mr Presta has a number of options in terms of resolution, and the motion is for meeting to establish those options, and then for that to be presented with a recommendation to a future council meeting. I read it. Mike Costani?
You're really correct. I think also Councillor Ablett was trying to ascertain as to what the petition was, and it's around, like me to
so this is in relation to, yep.
Tuning and
yep.
Issues, antisocial. Thank you, Councillor. Antisocial. Yep. In this Prospect Hill Road, Narry Warren. So is that thank you in relation to and Tavia.
No, I don't think.
We put on number one.
Hang on, councillors. If I could just have order. I don't think we added part because
no at the top.
Sense.
So the petition regarding.
Okay, so after the word options, Councillor Chris, can sit down, please. Under the first the one, so we say to discuss options in relation to hooning and antisocial behaviour.
Yep.
That location, and I think that that's a bit. Given that the motion has been moved and seconded, I do need leave of council to effect. Do I have leave of council?
Thank you.
All right. Councillor Cristani, is there anything that you wish to add?
No, that's fine.
Thank you very much. In that case, I ask if there is any dissent. The recommendation, the petition.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cristani. Are there any other petitions? That being, move on to notice of motion 183, Councillor Berwick Lodge Primary School and Collins.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Move that in my name.
Second by Councillor Saray.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Early in the week, I received an email from a very concerned parent about some children that were on their way to Berwick Lodge Primary School. Unfortunately, the very serious. The motion here just calls that the officers will investigate, check the child safety. Might add, if I may, and that is that a report come back to council. The officers of time to do well, Mr Mayor. So the report comes back to Council. First council in and obviously I believe the chamber would do that, Mr Mayor.
Do I have leave of council to affect that change? Yes, I do. Please proceed. Thank you.
Thanks for saying the matter.
Thank you. Consent on council's motion. In that case, it's carried. Notice of motion 3184, Councillor Smith, Waverley Christian College.
Now be recommendation. Yeah, on page 1 of the notice.
By Councillor Rosario.
Mr Mayor, I'll start by saying that there are 2 events involving that I've been involved in last week, and I'll start with one last night. It's not part of the motion. It needs to be acknowledged. Last council project with the estate recently, last couple of months, working with 4 of Casey's schools to develop a dance project. Last night, the final consultation from the schools. 2 of the schools couldn't be part of the final, unfortunately, but Fountain Gate Primary School and Fountain Gate Secondary College, and I was fortunate to be in the building before it started. It was a free event, and I snuck in and was all ready to be asked up on stage and say a few words to the people. And the theatre was pretty near full, and it was so. Rob is very much a theatre project, and we sat there mesmerised by looking at the faces of the family and the siblings and bodies of the performing on stage. About 50 kids in total, of families and people who'd walked into that theatre, first of all, to look at the face as they walk in and see how stunning it was, but also to watch their faces and hear them. They're so excited about seeing their kids up on stage in their own town, which is magnificent. And then at the end of it, to watch the Australian Ballet do a short performance of Sleeping Beauty, which was just stunning. And these 2 in particular, that's in an area that is doing it tough, and these kids would never have had that opportunity to see theatre before, certainly not to see something like a ballet event. So I know the schools involved last night, both their teachers and came up to thank Casey for partnering with the Australian Ballet to do that. So, Mr Mayor, I just want to honour to the theatre to watch that happen. But the notice of motion is about another event that I've been a judge for the last three years. It started off with Monash University and now has been taken on by Fed Uni. And it's a project where year 9s from schools all around Cape to participate. I think we had 6 schools who were finalists who had to present a project that was all about a digital, I think, what was the time? Smart Casey. And yeah, I'm a teacher, and I'm always amazed at how good these kids were. Just presentation, their presentation thoughts, the way they presented, the confidence in which it exuded from their performances were just stunning, to say the least. It was very and by half the Waverley Christian College kids won the event, and as we have done for the year, maybe invited the winning to come and present at a suitable council meeting. So I'm not saying it's the next meeting, it's whatever the meeting that comes for that to happen. And we invite the teachers to join us for dinner. That's pretty exciting for them. And the project that won that all the sitting in the room surprised the issue, but they convinced us that it was, and that is, in Casey there is an issue with a possible mosquito fish in our waterway, and they're having on damaging pH levels, and it became quite clear during the presentation that we need kids an opportunity to actually go out what they were talking about. So I'm asking in this the motion that our environmental officers work to the facilitate the project by taking them out and helping them test some of our waterways. Hopefully not to find a problem, but really kids an opportunity what they were researching and hypothesising about, and put it into practice and actually decide and find out whether there is an issue. So I commend, I think councillors see that, and you'll be very impressed by what they presented, and we need to encourage them. Well, and I congratulate Waverley College. I think second time they've won that event, and their kids' presentation was stunning. But also the other Linton College, Xavier College. I hate to miss out on some of them. Come and help me, gentlemen. You were there too. I'll blame you if I can't remember. But to get into the stunning, as I said, judge, and I've got a fellow judge here who will know it was a tough decision, but in the end, we gave it to them, and they deserve it. So, yeah, for that opportunity again, and I hope I'll be back there next year to do the same. And congratulations to Fed Youth. They took it's a big commitment and staff, and it's a great project to be involved in.
Thank you, Councillor Smith. Councillor Rosario.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight, are you aware? And that I actually support number 3 because it's a great idea. And what I'd like to do is just make a comment, and is most welcome to wishes, that when councillors assist with that project, that they report back to Casey's Conservation Advisory Committee. I'd actually like to see the chairman, Councillor and I are on that, and I think we'd be very fascinated to hear from the students if they wish to present to us, and
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, could I add then a point 4 that at the conclusion of the test project or testing part of the project that the students be invited to present. Out, Councillor, of the tests that the students be invited to present their findings. Yep. Thank you. At Conservation Committee. Beautiful. Well done. That's a great suggestion.
Right, again, we have a motion that's been moved and seconded. Leave it. Take it. No dissent. You have dissent?
No, just an are you aware?
Yes, Councillor Jones.
Just are you aware, Mr. Mayor, and I was there along with Council Flanagan. I did for Councillor while he was talking, so, and it was a broad range across Casey, Mr. Mayor. It was really great to see Cranbourne and East, St. Frank, Xavier, College, and Injury. So congratulations to those schools that participated.
Thank you, Councillor Jackson. Well done. Typical lawyer, perfect. 6 minutes. Thank you. Notice of motions 3-1. Sorry, I did declare that carried. So notice of motion 185. Councillor Ablett, Bus Network Implementation Review.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to move the recommendation with a further, which I put, give my colleagues that.
Councillor Ablett, that's been seconded by Councillor.
Mr. Mayor, Councillor Stabler mentioned before the lack of consultation by PTV with bus routes. One of the buses that are implemented believes has left a lot to be desired. Bus route to Cranbourne, Tannic Ridge and Pierce. In November 2016, a number of new and modified bus routes commenced operation in Casey. 792 station to Botanic Piersdale operation through the Settlers Run estate. Following concerns being raised by council and residents of the estate, Transport Victoria has advised 12-month post-operation review of all services would include Route 792. Pending the outcome of the review, has had requested further bus stop structure implemented. Transport Victoria have now recently the post-review the Cranbourne bus network now not include Route 792. It should be noted that the public consultation phase review was for a two from the 16th of October to the 29th of October, so that has actually expired. Given that Route 792 is not to be included, that's this notice up. we were at a meeting, and just some of the residents of Settlers who were involved here tonight vouched for saying we were promised by PTV a public meeting to concerns and offer to advice on how we could do things better. That has been completely denied. And also, I have here a letter from a lady to Jacinta Allen and Mr. Jude Pereira. Rather distressing that the fact that she had to stop work at a bus stop outside her house, and she's on medication. There's even a letter from a doctor here saying that some ongoing medical as a result regarding the issue posed by bus stops near her property. So it's really important. Another letter, the medical centre. So there is a lot of stress with this. It hasn't. It needs to be. If you promise something, would deliver that. And what we're asking for is no more than what was promised by PTV. And the consultation in lacklustre. Just been settled. It's been pretty much over the city, and this is something that we need to work with PTV. I'm not sure what happened with the bus routes were happy or not. The review was pretty much what they decided, and we really do need a public meeting because it is about people. People have great ideas, and we can get the stress that's been created if they just sit down and listen and consult with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Ablett. Councillor Ablett is ambiguity in part 3, which has been raised with me by the Chief Executive, and I'm just wondering if you'll allow me the opportunity to clear it up. So can I say that 3 is worded as follows: that Public Transport Victoria is encouraged as possible to conduct the public. They promise residents affected by bus route 792. Now, the reason that Councillor Ablett is because the previous wording had suggested that we to do it, which really we can't make them do. We can certainly strongly encourage them. And also that there was probably an implication there that council would actually conduct rather than public. Councillors are happy in introduced amendment, and I have leave.
No. Oh, yeah.
Councillor Stapleton, did you have into the debate?
Question, if I can.
Please
Yep.
go ahead.
And this is for Councillor Ablett, if he might consider us adding 3 additional bus routes that need to be included. I applaud Councillor putting this in and realised when I read it that I really should be putting forward another 3 bus routes. It will be for sure the motion. So I really Councillor Ablett to know how we'd like to proceed.
Can I ask you before Councillor Ablett responds, are those bus routes going to be relevant to the stipulation point 1 for a route to be include those buses?
Yes.
Well, I think it's more efficient that we introduce it in this motion then.
Okay, as long as Councillor.
Yep, I think he's
Yep.
making a captain's call. He's happy.
I just don't like to cloud the issue. I know how sometimes you can water things down, but
look, rather than piecemeal wholesale strategy of putting it all in the mix and getting action on all would be good. So, can you please name your bus?
Thank you. Bus route 7 Lynn.
Okay, so it'll go after that one, yeah.
That was under review, but only at the Clyde and Mr Mayor, and the Lyndhurst one that is Rochester made in Cranbourne East, which is the bus stop and the bus shelter that's been removed outside of the retirement village, making a 6-lane road in order to get back to the retirement village. And also there is one in Lynbrook. Could I leave it to the councillors to mention this route? But that additional
well, I need it now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Lynbrook one is route 893.
Okay, and 893. So 893, yeah.
Could I talk to it just for a minute?
Can you give me 1 second, please?
Thank
you. Okay, we'll stop there. After the word in east, then we'll parentheses.
Don't apologise.
And say removal of bus shelter. That's just so that people know what the issue is.
Bus stop and
bus shelter, stop and shelter. Yep, and I think that's clear now. Again, can I ask for leave of effect this, please? Councillor Jackson, question?
Mr Mayor, we need to add those additional routes to point 2. I haven't read point there as well.
Yeah.
They obviously probably don't need to go on point 3, but they might need to go on point 8.
I think we need to stop with the word extended, because it's extended to rather than identical.
That's why I didn't.
Yeah, so review and one above is extended. Yeah, to all bus stations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Councillor Stapleton, you had additional debate to contribute.
If you don't mind,
Mr.
very briefly, we might have a broken record, but because of the absence of proper consultation, that is exactly what we are. Is we're trying very hard, desperately trying to get an appropriate bus service. We were PTV's new bus routes. What we found was that they went out and said, what would you like? They didn't exclude it. They did not say in it. They didn't go back to the community and say, right, we've heard you, this is what we're proposing, what do you think? So we're now left with just incredibly hard, in particular these ones mentioned here. The one that gets me the most is the retirement village. They moved the bus route, and now our seniors, at least able, relying on public transport often because they can't afford a car or can't drive, are forced to, for instance, to catch getting off the bus across 6 lanes. I really hope the media picks up on this. We have really wanted a good story on this issue because it is. The other, if I could just mention Lyndhurst, instead of taking a direct route with a wider carriageway and off-street parking, they've chosen to wander around fresh that spends most of the time on the opposite side of the road, and there is no off-street parking, losing their car. There is concern because it goes alongside the waterways there that the ducks are in jeopardy, and we might think that's a bit funny, but it's not wild when you see a duck. And the water birds are beautiful, whereas the bus could travel across bridges, and it could take a wider carriageway going behind Heathrow on the way to railway station. All we're asking, we've been really good about this. We've actually had solutions. We're asking for some to prevail here. We hope that they are going to listen, because really this is all about delivering a service to those who need transport. Surely be doing what they need, not what they needs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Stapleton, and thank you to Councillor Abbott and yourself for your passion on leading it. I'm not sure that it's to use the words broken. I think in the digital age it's more like auto replay, because we've had no traction.
Mr. Mayor, I've got a question.
So I commend the motion. Councillor Smith, did you have a... Yes.
Mr. Mayor, councillors, are you aware the reason I put 893 in is in Brook we have a big hit of the changes with submissions. I have to acknowledge Paul Graham, who is our PTV warrior in Lynbrook, and he's online now, so I hope he hears us. He's sending me some points. But the issue there is that he has with PTV on behalf of the Lynbrook Residents Association, there was no consultation. Going on the site, he was able to prove that there was technical difficulties with the website to even go on and be surveyed. You just couldn't. And of course closed, and there was no, almost like that the Lynbrook side of it, they were deliberately trying to stymie any consultation or input. We would welcome a meeting, which is what was expected by everyone down there. So congratulations, and I hope we're in. There's nothing tonight, that's why he's on.
Facebook.
Thank you, Councillor Smith. If there is no dissent, I declare that carried. Notice of 186 St. Lantern Festival. Move that in my name. My Councillor Stapleton. A lot of this has already been canvassed in the China. I need to introduce. So I ask consent. Yeah. In that case, I declare that carried. Notice of motion 3187. Breakfast to get my name. Second, Cristani. Councillors, I've been approached by a wonderful pastor in our community by the name of Pastor Larry Sebastian, who, of course, the council has with the magnificent Casey Love campaign. And if you recall, that campaign was about taking random acts of kindness, and Larry and he have been working feverishly over the last 18 months implementing the campaign across Casey, and it's delivered results for of expressing to them at their time of need. Larry came to me and said, with the commencement of Bunjil Place, the networking case, great idea, actually holding a breakfast and inviting to that prayer breakfast not only the government of the city of Casey, but also police force, brigade, service, yes, and others who work night and day to assure the safety of our. And of that wonderful in the book of Isaiah, God commands us to actually pray for those in authority, and he said that having such an event would really unite ensure that women and men know that there's an entire community out there which is actually thinking of them and supporting for them. I think it'll be a wonderful and a unique gesture for our city to undertake. And I'm pretty sure that it will have wide support community to bring this motion, formalising a report and come back about how it can be facilitated, and so that we can actually hold our first breakfast early in the beginning of the new year. I commend to the chamber. Are there any questions or dissent? Brilliant. In that case, it is carried. 231, Councillor Abraham, sealing of the city of Ballata Road.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to move that recommendation in my name, please.
Seconded by
Mr. Mayor, I'll just explain which part of Ballata Road it is, because it's in three bits. It's the part that comes off Pitt Road heading into the Horseplex and the back of Botanic Gardens. There is a company that is going to seal, I think within the next months, seal 3 of the road heading in to the back of the racetrack and the back of the gardens, where, speaking with the CEO of the club, a lot of traffic heads down there with horse floats on, and in winter the road becomes like porridge, and they have had a but that road with horse. And talking to the management of the gardens, the back entrance will become more used over the long-term future with over 1 million visiting a year. There is a need there for opening up the back entrance. So to build 3/4 of the road, we have down our capital work, not this year but back a few years. What this is seeking to do is to find a way to bring that forward so that we can go all in one go, which would save money long term. It seems silly to do 3/4 of the road now and in 4 or 5 complete the road. On the issues alone, into the gardens and the race club and our offices, the feeling was very positive about trying to find a way to get this done in one go rather than pieces.
Thank you, Councillor Ablett. Any questions or dissent? In that case, that is carried. We'll now move on to the final agenda, which is this. Ask if there's any business known. Councillor Stapleton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have an item of urgent business, and it's of road.
Urgency on the basis of road safety, and Councillor Ablett seconds that.
Thank you.
Are there any objections to the urgency, councillors? In that minute, please with your substantive is carried. Yep.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Here's some words that I prepared earlier. I think we should.
Thank you. We're just doing that now.
Yep. And no.
Councillor Ablett, do you in the substantive motion? And I haven't seen it yet. But
Okay.
you have enough faith in Councillor Stapleton? Proceed.
Oh, fantastic. So it's got
Here's
that.
the motion before us. Councillor Ablett.
I'll just put check. That's fine.
Your motion, please proceed with your debate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I do report hooning from time to time, photos to council that are very significant in the Mayfield ward. But this has escalated to something quite different. We had reporting during the day, so unashamed and brazen activities, obviously by people who don't care, but numerous tuning locations that I'm here as well as others, but in particular, what's occurring, Mr. Mayor, is that there's congregating of and with related behaviour, staying for significant periods of time, and they are making a lot of noise. I don't know how they can afford the tyres, quite frankly. Really, just neighbours. They do most of this of a night time, and that's when we're trying to get some sleep, and it is disturbing. And sense unsafe. So, Mr Mayor, I'm not sure. I'm happy to receive advice from the officers of a better way about going about this. I think we need to inform who they contact. Tell them what, whilst keeping safe, like taking a photo of the registration plate. You know, sort of get to the police nice. And also, the last one, I like to dangle the carrot, not the stick, but I'm dangling the stick in this instance because I think the best for anyone thinking about who knows behaviour to recognise that they might lose their car if they're caught, and they might not ever get it back. It'll be crushed. So I think your agreement, I think we need to really take a strong and let them know that you know there's certain behaviours that just aren't acceptable, and these are
Stapleton, I don't think there's room for carrot in this business because if a child, God forbid, gets killed or injured, it is disgraceful. And it's highly this motion with a very tough stance in case he has taken on law enforcement in our city. And we should be encouraging our to take enforcement as we can to catch these idiots and teach them a lesson, because there is no room in our community for this behaviour. We value innocent people and we value the lives of children very much, who are our future. And yeah, it's just a very timely motion. I sincerely hope the police will take this action.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and thank you for saying that. And it is about the safety as well as you know, the amenity of the area. Very much about the safety. If I could just say, we admire police so much. We need our police better empowered and able to apprehend, and also to the people that are doing. I think. Thank you for your support on this, because I feel very strongly about it indeed, and I think we need to send a very clear message. It's not acceptable to happen to you if you do it, and it's enough deterrent. Let's hope you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. I know you've also been active on hooning by magpies, or was that swooning? Sorry, swooning.
No, gee.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I wish to put forward an item of urgent business. It's urgent because it relates to the closing date for the Western Port Green Monday, and a lot of residents.
The last council meeting we can transact this at. Yeah, so I'll
just remember my mouth.
Sorry. Couple of seconds.
Good. I do. I did hand it in before. I think.
Motion is admitted. Proceed with the.
Mayor, I have spoken to officers, and they're in complete agreement with extending the date from next Monday.
Great.
Second.
Yep. Stapleton seconds the proposition as well.
Thank you, Councillor Stapleton. That's all right. The submissions of so many people, Pearsdale, Warnock, Cannons Creek, Truden, Blind Bight, and people are really taking this very seriously. This is a look at what the Green look like, what their will look like over 20 years, developing a position that Council will put forward in a report come March, April next year. So it's really important people have the opportunity to put us. There is a meeting down at Tourism on the 15th at 6:30 at the Tourism Sports Club to talk about a plan for tourism. Everybody involved, because it's a neighbourhood and they want to have a say in shaping what their neighbourhood looks like, what their town looks like moving forward. Council with other levels with the state government. So I think it's really important that we extend it to give people a chance to digest more information. Some people are up on it, and the chance, and they've been terrific in saying that they'll allow residents the time to do that. So I thank Nicole Warden for that. Understanding people are digesting a lot of information and they want to make sure that the submission is really what they want to say, what they want around their name. Thank you.
Councillor Ablett. Are there any questions or dissent? In that case, that is carried. Councillors, are there any further items of business? Councillor Christie.
I believe we're with Councillor Gilledge to have leave for tonight's meeting.
Yeah, and it's urgent because she is absent. So
That's
second that.
Thank you.
Carried. So the motion is Councillor Miller Gilledge be granted leave of absence for our council meeting tonight on the 9th of November. Moved by Sani, second. No disagreement.
Thank you.
Are there any further items of urgent business? For councillors, media, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is our inaugural council meeting, and this wonderful close. It is truly a historic moment, and I thank you all for participating in the city, Australia's most livable in the very near future. Thank you very much. The meeting is closed.
Good.
That's right.